you can keep your conniving money. When you been a for a bum, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you come with conniving money. When you had your pocket full, in a bill tell me money. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me money. Yes, money, neighbor, money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. Now I don't want you conniving money. Neighbor, neighbor, joker, neighbor, neighbor, joker, neighbor, neighbor, joker. That's all the money that me walk for. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. A 2 pound note and a guilder piece. This is all the money that me walk for. I said money, neighbor, money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. Now I don't want you conniving money. Oh, Joseph.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching Tom's TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruptions over land and sea, where the wicked politicians, they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 races should live in harmony. There's one set of people getting aisle money. There's one set of people doing the thievery. Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see, sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which as ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. They got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop, David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam, Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London, Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Paslow, Port People Governor, Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson, Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right on and on. Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Quinton Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Henley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
Best of all the world to be. In my heart, where'er I wander, memories enshrine and me. All my hopes and aspirations, all my longings woes aside. Everlasting bonds surround us as the fleeting years roll by. unfolding more and more my destiny to reach lasting splendor that the years have brought to me. All the ashes of our glory, oh, the long, long night has passed. Oh, rise triumphant, glorious, from the ashes of the past. Oh, rise triumphant, glorious, from the ashes of the past.
My little miracle is
Get a people song, only them can sing this one. Aye, we still feel aye, we still feel aye. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. All around, stop down pressure. Why you only terrorize the poor? Eluding the fact they are human, who one day will not take it anymore. Whoa. Take it from your brother, Everton Blender. Now is the time for you to get stronger. Rise up, and temper your anger. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this song. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this song. It's a song for the poor who's facing tribulation. Give a little, even a little. Just make it trickle, know who you give to. I'm talking to you, Mr. Fortunate Wow. Hey, do it in a hurry, or you'll be sorry. Others burden we must help to carry. About and I made everyone. Hey, get a people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. It's a ghetto people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. Foul smell in the air, bigger heads don't care. Child becomes sick after P2 days. No school in the woods, no playground like they should. Hey, I got to feel, and it don't look good. The gun of peace seems out to breathe. Only Jack can end the misery. Why, get the people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. Get the people song, only them can sing this one. It's a song for the poor who's facing separation. Get the people to try to reach the town. Whether you get the help from Mr. Big or not.
Hey, morning, are you morning? Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It is 7 hours 39 on the 9th day of December in the year 2025. Big up all the ghetto people. Big up all the ghetto people. All the ghetto people sang. Only ghetto people could sing this one. Only ghetto people knows. No, you know, they say who knows, who feels it, knows it. Big up on yourself, morning. Welcome to another program. How you been? How was yesterday? How was last night? How you feeling this morning? You got 21 days to the end of the year. How are you faring? How much of those goals you set at the beginning of the year were you able to achieve? How close are you to achieving anyone? How much more empowered do you feel? How much growth have you experienced from the beginning of the year to current? How are you feeling? They say it's Christmas. Christmas is in the air. I ain't seeing it. I ain't feeling it. Are you? I want you to share those experiences with me this morning. Tell me how you're feeling about the season. Tell me how much you've been able to achieve in the course of the year. Tell me how optimistic you are that by the end of the year, you're going to be able to achieve much, much more in keeping with those new year resolutions that you set. Health-wise, how are you feeling? Talk to me. I want to know. I'm not just asking because of fast. I want to know. Right? We have a lot to talk about this morning. I focus this morning. I really want to zoom in on squatter settlement and the impact of squatter settlements and the suffering of people because of government policies that, don't help in any way to resolve this issue of squatter settlement. Yesterday, I did a live from Blaenau North, bringing you an update of what was happening there. The Ministry of Housing, Central Housing and Planning Authority was out there, the representatives, and they were tearing down structures. Some permanent structures, concrete buildings, wooden buildings. Most of them completed and were homes of people. People occupied them. Some of them in different stages of completion. And the common thread of the complaint is that we applied for land since Noah was a boy, and we ain't getting none. We can't live in here, so we gotta live somewhere. And that's all. Yeah. Reality. That's the reality of the people, not only the people at Blaenau North, but across this country. And so I want us to talk about some things in relation to those things as the program progresses. It's 30 minutes to the 7 o'clock hour. I'm coming down to the end of the year too. I'm winding down, so I want to take it a little light every now and again. This one is called Heads of Government from the Mighty Diamond. Some of these performing artists you might have never heard of, eh?
Ain't no place that you can go where the badness do not flow. You have to run like bees of a heat. You have to jump like the rest of the West. You have to rot when you pass down the north. Down south you have to run up your mouth. Heads of government, our friends. a solution to this pollution. Oh, oh, oh. Got to find a solution to this pollution. Yeah. Got to find a solution to this pollution. Oh, gotta find a solution to this pollution. The poor man I feel let go out. The poor man I feel let out. The poor man I feel let go out. The poor man feel let out. Gas gone up, bus fare gone up, rent gone up, phone bill gone up, light bill gone up, tax gone up, car parts gone up, and we can't take the fuss. And there has got to be a solution to this pollution. Yeah, gotta find a solution to this pollution. We're growing, gotta find a solution to this pollution. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta find a solution to this pollution. Only the poor man I feel, yeah. The poor man I feel, oh, the poor man feel, I know. Only him feel, yeah. Time gone up, stallion gone up, onion gone up, red beans gone up, black pepper gone up, chicken gone up, and the parents them angry, cause the baby them hungry, and there has got to be a solution to this pollution right now. Yeah, got to find a solution to this pollution. Promises won't help. You got to find a solution to this pollution. We've been waiting for a solution to this pollution. Only the poor man I feel it, yeah. Only them I feel it, oh. Only the poor man I feel it, yeah. Only him I feel it, oh. Only the poor man I feel it every time. Only the poor man feel it, yeah. Only the poor man I feel it, yeah.
The poor man I feel it, yeah. Everything gone up, everything gone up, everything gone up. Even agricultural produce, so God, it hitting the sky. But remember that the Moko Arcadia Multipurpose Agricultural Co-op presents the Moko Market Day on the 21st of December. You got about, 12 days? Roughly 2 weeks, 12 days to the 21st of December. Go out there by the big tree, the second access road, the second bridge, as a matter of fact, on the Moko access road there, opposite the big tree, on the 21st of December. And go and get your fresh fruits and wines and vegetables and meats and so on, processed and otherwise, right? Be sure to try the 25% sweet potato bread. 25% sweet potato bread. Of course, I've been telling you all the time, be sure to do the chicken ham. The chicken ham is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, so go out there and support the Mocha Arcadia Farmers Co-op Market Day on the 21st. And if you want, that baskets, you can actually pre-order. You can pre-order your baskets. You'll pay between $8,000 and $10,000, and you get to mix and match. You get a packet basket basically, and they'll tell you the price. You have chicken ham, black cake, fruit wines, pepper pot, pickled vegetables, garlic bread, garlic spread, honey mustard sauce, green seasoning, and lots more. Right? So you can just order your basket, and whether it's a $10,000 basket or $8,000 basket, you tell them what you want inside. To pre-order, call 684-6929. 684-6929. That's where you pre-order. Okay? Good. So big up yourself and galang. But you know, everything has gone up in terms of prices in the market. But naturally, your income has not gone up. And so people are feeling the squeeze. People are feeling the squeeze. Banana is a big man in the market. Banana is Mr. Banana. We got a way we like to say banana, we ain't felt that. Or anything that is expensive in the market, we ain't felt that. But if you think banana, we ain't felt that, check plantains. Check plantains. I've seen plantains as much as $400 a pound. $400 a pound for plantain, man. When poor people could run around the car and buy a 2-pound plantain and fry for the children, cut them up fine so everybody get a little taste of dirty in the mouth and feel they had something for breakfast or dinner or even lunch. Plantains, $400 a pound. Cassava, $300 a pound. Y'all making joke of it? Is joke y'all making? No back pay, no cash grant, no end of year bonus, nothing, just your bareback salary. Bareback, don't want some good. Bareback salary. But everything's skyrocketing. Everything's skyrocketing. $300 a pound for cassava. But because the gentleman in Mocha, the farmers of Mocha, I was able to source some cassava from Mocha for some friends of mine. They wanted a large amount of cassava. And with 2 cars in the Mocha multi-purpose agriculture co-op there, I was able to get some cassava for them. Good? And so that's another thing. You can hold on to that number 684-6929. And if you're looking for agricultural produce, whether Christmas time or otherwise, you can call them. Hook up. We have to network and see what they can sell to you at a lower price than you will buy it at the market, whether border market, big market, or whichever market. But the prices are killing people. Dead. I know if you can kill them alive, but it's killing them dead. Then you face, you pull up by a provision stand and you say, "Buy here, you're going to get some plantain today." And the man tell you $400 a pound. You could feel your drop. $400 a pound. I did buy plantain the other day for $120, $150 a pound. Guyanese are really exposed to economic violence, especially when it comes around to the Christmas season, because everybody wants a bright Christmas at the expense of others. The customers got ensure. How do I put it? The proprietors set the prices so that the customers can pay more so that they can get a bright Christmas. And so if you know the supply chain, is everybody along the chain increasing the prices? If I remember clearly, I think it's Barbados or Trinidad. They're now talking about revisiting, if I can call that, price control. While they said that, you know, they really can't control the prices, but they can issue a policy that says what the maximum or minimum price should be, what the maximum price should be, what you can't go above. So you can set your price anywhere along that continuum. You just can't go above that particular price. And we're hearing Guyana here that government ain't got no control over price because of the free market economy and so on and so forth. But governments are supposed to govern. Governments are supposed to set policies. But one of the things when it comes to pricing and so on and price control and stuff like that, the PPP will not dare interfere with pricing, even if it is just to set a policy of a maximum price. Because the majority of people in business in this country are their friends and cronies. And they want to break a war, if I can call it that, with their friends and colleagues. So the poor man will feel it. Only the poor man will feel it. The good old Bangor Mary that you used to pay $200 a pound for, Bangor Mary is as much as $500 and $600 a pound. Woe be unto those of us who like cakes. Because egg is Mr. Egg. And you're going to be Mr. Egg in a few mornings from now. Because again, as demand increases, prices increase, especially if supply is low. But the poor man ain't getting a chance. The ministers of government, they don't have to study that. Some of them didn't even know what the market look like. Either they're living off of porks or they're sending the maids and so on to shop. And their pockets deep because the country's treasury is their pocket. Whether they get it under the table or above the table. So they're not associating with the ordinary man and woman. They don't experience what the ordinary man and woman experiences. And so they don't care. They don't give a hang. But like I say, you got cut and contrive. Some people say tighten your belt. You got cut and contrive. Food is a necessary. Carpet is not. Food is a necessary. Curtains are not. At least new ones. Recycle, recycle, recycle. Don't spend all, even if you get some, don't spend all you got to save for wet days. See, that's when they say our sister was selling planting at 140 and people were coming and buying it by 10 and 20 pounds. And then she realized perhaps going on and she raised it to 200 and it's still selling out. Because she's selling for 50% of what the market's selling for. Right? Your sister's a good person. She ain't price gouging. She certainly isn't price gouging. Or she's not up to the time as the boys will say. She knows the market price. She's just selling wild. She's doing business, right? But when you hear people talking about the cash grant and the need for cash grant, and so on and so forth, some of us make light of it. We make light of it. Or they're surviving all the time. And if government give them cash grant, they're going to go and drink it out and they're going to spend it out and they're going to sport it out and they're going to fare it out. But especially around these times, a cash grant, a cash transfer will really, really cushion some people. Because more than 50% of the Guyanese people, if I remember clearly, according to the UN and them, are now living on the poverty line or below the poverty line. And so hunger and starvation is a real threat in this country. So a cash grant around this time could cushion the impact of inflation, impact of high prices around this time, impact of price gouging. And so a lot of people will not have to go without during the Christmas season. But knowing this government, don't expect it. Right? Don't expect it. Sorry, y'all who holding your breath. I wish you a long life. Those of you who are coming home for the holidays and you're looking for a rental, you're looking for a motor vehicle to either pick you up at the airport or move you around, or you want to drive yourself, you can contact Pepe Links. Pepe Links Car Rental, located at 74 Block 15 Vigilance. Just call them, man, 637-8575 or 635-8575. This man got two numbers, the same thing. 637-8575, 635-8575, 619-0082. Right? You got three numbers there. Choose any of them, whichever works contact Pepe Links and organize to get your holiday rentals. And I'm telling you again, you need to organize early because a lot of people look for rentals during this season. And so don't skylark and wait until the day when you got to go to a wedding or you got a date night or you got some important event to go to, and then we're looking for a rental. It's best for you to book that rental before, and so you know that it's available for you on the day. Because when you turn up on the day and you find you can't get a rental, you ain't got nobody else to blame but yourself. Right? Pepe Links got SUVs, you got the regular on-the-road vehicles, Ractis and Fielders and Diesel and Volkswagen, Tiguan and Spacio and what else you got there? Maybe Primo. But yeah, we got a wide range of vehicles. I didn't say a large number, but a wide range. Right? So you can call 619-008-2635-8575 or 637-8575 and book that vehicle for the holidays. Good. Of course, if you're planning those events, holiday get-together, socials, and family get-together, reunion, and stuff like that, you might need a chair, you might need a tent, you might need tables, you might need food warmers. Call EC Party Rentals, 682-7981, or call me 622-5933, and let me give you the hookup. It's always good to come through me, 622-5933 for the hookup. Tables and chairs and tents and chair and table covers and food warmers and a whole lot of other things you can get from EC Party Rentals. Right? Call or WhatsApp that number 682-7981 or call me 622-5933. Again, my advice is make your bookings early because the holiday season is usually hectic, and so you don't want a situation where you plan the event and then last minute you're looking for the necessary things so you're comforted and you don't find them. Okay, lots of weddings and so on take place towards the end of the year. And so if you're looking for those fancy bridal chairs, I call them throne chairs, EC Party Rentals has them a wide variety. You got a love seat and you got the singles and you got the doubles and so on. And varying colors too. So make that call. Make that contact. Right? Make that call. Let's play Morgan Heritage. Just Morgan focusing on the ghetto people and the struggles of the ghetto people. Remember I told you like yesterday I got that call down by the Vigilance North Sea Wall there, north side, and you see what the people are going through. Authorities breaking down their homes because they are, according to the authorities, living on the government drainage reserve. Right? Government drainage reserve. So we're going to talk more about living on the government drainage reserve and squatting.
I need help fixing my sink.
What they for smile about? Why Jamaican face always screw? What they for smile about? Why Guyanese face always screw? What they for smile about? What can we smile about? Is there anything for us to smile about? You can't smile because they get a little blind in the form of a cash grant, or some people call it a crash grant. Not even that you can't enjoy.
Get few understand the real thing. No people come to Jamaica and not know how we live things. Say everything nice too, we full of vibes and things. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get few understand the real thing. Yeah, me day at town one day, up with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time he lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say, man, you'd come and go out for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the schools where the youth them go to get them education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about? No. Same time the brother say, how can the nation be living this way? And the next thing him say, how can the government play so many games? Same time my heart fall to the ground, cause there's much more where that comes from. Certain place they are worse than slum. Youth man come and take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Flankers, Mobe and Cyprus Heights in Spain. Do you see anything to smile about? What flags can tire Motown, they're all the same. Do you see anything to smile about? No, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, no, no. No, when me say, no people come to Jamaica and not know how we live things. Say everything nice, true, we full of vibes and things. Them same one feel it to them heart when them get to overstand the real thing. When them look on the gully side, them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them look on a hungry child, yeah. Them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them look on the schools, where the youth them got to get them education, them no see nothing they fi smile about. When them sight up the condition of the police station, them no see nothing they fi smile about. My story say, me day at town one day, I par with a white man we come all the way from Norway, and him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of so much screw face? Same time he lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say my youth come with God for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Take a look on Riverton. Do you see anything to smile about? Look on Pienland, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Canterbury, Mumbai, Marchbell Road, over Spain. Do you see anything to smile about?
Look, one Buxton. Do you see anything to smile about? Hey, look around this Guyanese society, especially at this time of the year. People should be all up in smiles because they get year-end bonus and so on and so forth. But do you see anything to smile about? People are not smiling in this society right now. This government is guilty of dishing out pain to the Guyanese people wrong now. It's like the Grinch. They come like the Grinch to steal Christmas. 2 weeks ago was the people at Starbuck Market. They fence them in. On the west side, they're pushing them off sidewalks. Boops. Bladenall North. They're breaking down their homes. And when you listen to the people at Bladenall North, there's some things which I want us to pay attention to. These are not people who are not willing to toe the line. All of them express the desire to toe the line. All of them say, if they say we got moving, I no problem moving. But move to where? What alternative have they offered us? What alternative did they offer us? None. They give you a letter for about 2 weeks and then they come and broke down the place. The letter didn't address an assistance to relocate. The letter didn't address an allocation of land on which we can relocate. The letter didn't offer us a financial compensation for the losses which we will suffer because of the demolition. No, none of that. All the authorities are concerned about is that these people are unlawfully occupying the drainage reserve, and so they must move. They didn't consider that it's December 8th as of yesterday, And in 17 days or so, these people are going to be, or looking forward to, celebrating Christmas, this national religious holiday, jollification time, and so on, in 17 days. They didn't ask themselves, if we move them now, where will they be able to go? If they have any alternative places to go. They didn't do all of that. They didn't concern themselves with that. All that they know is that these people are occupying the reserve and they want them off of the reserve. Now, let me tell you what's wrong with this. I don't have a problem if the agencies of state uphold the law. But since as a youngster growing up, I knew that outside there, north side, there's supposed to be a certain size of land, a certain distance from the seawall, that people are not allowed to occupy. They're not allowed to vend on. They're not allowed to graze animals and all of that, because it is sea defense reserve. And so constant use of it, especially in the wrong way, would cause wear and tear and eventually erosion and so on, and bring damage and so on, and expose everybody to danger. I knew about that growing up. I knew about that. Because the education that I got taught me that. And so the first question I'm asking myself now is, all these people who they say are squatting on this reserve, this drainage reserve, are they aware that this here, excuse me, I don't know what's happening, right? Are they aware that nobody really and truly is allowed to occupy this reserve, because it is just that they see the defense buffer zone, if I can call it that? And if they're not aware, why they are not aware? Because they're not exposed to the education. The schools are not teaching them these things. The agencies which are responsible for these things are not doing public service announcements so that people are aware that they ought not to. The agencies that are responsible for these things are not vigilant enough to act quickly when these issues raise their heads. Because here, there are dozens of homes out there on the Blaine North Drainage Reserve, according to the letter. There are dozens of homes. There are dozens of people who will be affected because their homes will be affected. If the agencies were vigilant enough, from the time they saw the first attempt to build something there, they would have moved in. They would have cautioned the person who attempted to build. They would have placed signage to say that this here is government reserve. No trespasser is allowed, for example, or no occupancy will be allowed. And so if you're proactive and you do that, then anybody who turns a blind eye to that notice, that caution, and do otherwise, then let them face their consequences. Let them face their consequences. But when you failed to execute your duties, when you fail to carry out your functions, when you fail to be vigilant and allow scores of people to construct edifices in that place and become comfortable and live there for years. Some people say they've been living there for 14 years, some people for 20 years. One man say living there for 34 years. When you allow people to live, occupy and live for that period of time, then they have what the law will call legitimate expectation. Legitimate expectation. Yeah, why? I could do well with some cafezino. And so people now have legitimate expectation that, hey, this is my homestead. I captured it from the Wild Wild West. I developed it for the last 14 years. And so I have legitimate expectation that I'll be allowed to utilize it, continue to occupy it until death do us part. I can pass it on to my next generation. But in the 15th and 16th and 17th and 18th year, the authorities come and they say, you've been occupying this place illegally, and we break you down. But if you check the laws, I mean, the laws were changed. I know the laws were changed to say you can't get prescriptive right for government property or something to that extent, government reserve. But the laws of this country at one time prescribed that if you are occupying a plot of land for, I think, 11 years, undisturbed, then you can apply to the courts and get prescriptive right for it. And so technically, those people who were living there for extended period of 10, 14, and 24 years and all of that, technically they could have applied and gotten prescriptive right, except that is government reserve. Because the government knows it has might on its side, the agencies, then it's okay to leave people to invest the hard-earned income, make all the sacrifices that they make to build homes in those reserves, and then you're going to break them down. Whereas they say a stitch in time saves 9. If you were to step in from the inception and caution these people, then you would have saved yourself a lot of problems. And most importantly, you would save these people a lot of pain and loss. Right? Sharon James, I don't know who you're addressing and what you're talking about. Didn't left it. Right? So we have to demand as a people that our agencies function and function more efficiently and effectively. And why is it our people have to go to live on a drainage reserve? Because they are not getting access, easy access, fair access to lands. Because some of them have indicated, for example, that they have applied for land 10 years, 14 years, 15 years. And as recent as a year ago or so, they quote unquote updated their application and they're still not being granted land. So it's a case that the authorities themselves are creating a situation in the country where people who are looking to construct their homes, people who are looking for a way out of tenancy and all of that, are forced to squat because they're not addressing the application for the legitimate applications, I dare say, for land allocation. Not in a timely manner, not in an efficient manner, not in an orderly manner. As far as I'm concerned, the thing haphazard. It's usually who you know. I understand a certain minister say in a gathering, as Minister of Housing, if any of my friends don't get land, it's because they're slack. So there's an indication that your friends could jump the queue and get land without going through all the bureaucracy and red tape. But the ordinary man is being frustrated. In which decent country somebody would apply for a plot of land and wait for a quarter of a century to get it? It's economic apartheid, let me call it that. It's discrimination against the poor and the working class. Because your rich friends could come and they can get it at the blink of an eye. And poor people gotta wait forever to get it. In the meantime, they either pay rent, they squat, or they beg lodging. All of those come with serious disadvantages to them. So the authorities need to address this thing. Land allocation in a timely manner will reduce the number of people who are squatting. It will. So as it is, behavior, a lot of people ain't got no peaceful Christmas. A lot of people ain't got no joyful Christmas. I saw a young lady with tears in her eyes say, it's over $1 million me and my man, me and my boyfriend, me and my spouse spent to do this house here, and we are supposed to move in anytime because we just completed. We had plans to move in. The question is, where are they moving to now? Where will they move to now? Santa Claus, I hope you'll come to the ghetto and give poor people some relief. I know you're going to do that, but I hope it can be done. I still hope that poor people can get their cash granted. Santa Claus, you ever wonder why we suffer so? We suffer so because the government don't give a hang about us, and we are perhaps comfortable with the situation that we are not challenging the government. Yesterday, the opposition APNU organized a protest in front of the office of the president, Vincent Street End, to demand that the cash grant be paid. Now, I'll tell you quite frankly, I said to a friend, is a good reason for calling a protest. And a protest like that should bring out thousands of people because thousands of people are desirous of having this cash grant. And so it should be a good show for the opposition APNU because thousands of people should be out there, or hundreds of people should be out there demanding the cash grant be paid. But I don't know about the organizers, but I felt disappointed when I saw the turnout. Because to me, that number is not representative of the people who can benefit from the cash grant. But it tells a story. It tells where our society is at. Very few people are willing to come out and bell the cat. Very few people are willing to come and stand in front there and call upon the government to do right by them. They rather somebody else do it for them. And since everybody should do it, nobody does it. And so the numbers continue to not be any shattering numbers to me when you call for protest on these issues. And I want the people to understand that unless they really put boots on the ground, they really shop the numbers on the streets and call on this government, demand from this government what they really want, they're going to continue to be mistreated and disregarded. Don't depend on only the political supporters of the APNU or the opposition in general. Those that the opposition party might be able to call and say, let's go and protest. We can provide transportation or we can provide meals or whatever support. Let's go and protest. You can't depend on them alone. They're just a small number. And unity lies strength. And if we don't show big enough numbers, then like we're witnessing, the PPP ain't got no time with us. They don't have to listen. And so if you want cash grant, if you want changes, you got to be able to put your shoulders to the wheel. You got to turn up in your numbers. And so that they must shudder at the office of the president when they see the number of people on the road. No transportation should be flowing freely along within the road when there's a protest out there, because the numbers must be that big that even the police is unable to control it. But all of us, lots of us sitting on our computers and at our desk and so on and following the protests on phone. We're following the protests on social media. Hey, Izura is Kidaki. Yes, Kidaki, look, Kidaki out there. And then later in the day, hey, Kidaki, I see you on the protest line, but I didn't bring them police lock you up. I'm on the protest line fighting for your rights. And you should be joining me on the protest line to fight for your rights. And don't wonder if the police will lock me up. If we can get a couple of all of us get locked up together. But it's not the attitude of Guyanese. And so the PPP can continue to disregard and disrespect and oppress all of us. But let me tell you what the PPP, what is happening, what's the impact of this. Before I go there, let me because it's all in the same discussion, let me share some headlines with you. News source says a total of 25 squatting areas in Region 6 will be regularized. Government to fast-track land applications and regularize squatter settlements in Region 6. Government moves to regularize squatting area at Belvedere, that's Region 6. Government accelerates housing and land regularization in Region 6. Government to regularize several informal settlements this year. 57 lots are slated to be regularized at Belvedere, North and Hampshire in Region 6. Regularization process for Section E non-Pearl. To take place. So all of those headlines I read here are about Region 6. I also read about the government looking for lands to develop housing schemes in Mahikone. But right in Region 4 here, right in Buxton, the environs here, Buxton, Vigilance North, South, that is Vigilance South, there are a number of people who are occupying lands that have not been regularized. And so they're considered squatters. Now, this is what I want you to understand. When you are in an unregularized area, when you are in a squatting area, right? When you are in a squatting area, when you live in a squatting area, you are at serious disadvantage. Your health is at serious risk. Your lives are at serious risk. Let me explain this to you. If you live in an unregularized area, a squatting area, you get no utilities. You can't get guy to run any pipelines to you. You can't get GPL to run any electrical lines to you. You can't get the telephone companies to run any lines to you. And so you live in a barren state. Let me say, if you prepare to toe the line and follow the law, you ain't get electricity, you ain't get telephone for communication. I mean, you can use a mobile phone. You ain't get no water. So your source of water is coming from where? Some people dig illegal mains, and so the water that they get is contaminated. That's a health risk. Typhoid and the rest of it, that's a health risk. In this modern time, in the fastest growing economy, people are forced to use contaminated water because they live in unregulated areas, squatting areas. Their electricity comes from stealing electricity. They get illegal connections. You know, in Sapphire, for example, over the years, over the time, there have been so many persons who died as a result of coming into contact with illegal connections. Because illegal connections are usually done without taking into consideration the necessary safety measures. People die attempting to do illegal connections. People die walking into illegal connections with exposed wires and so on. And those are the harms, or some of the harms to which people are exposed when they have to be living, when they're forced to live in squatting areas. But it doesn't stop there. If there's no electricity, then there's no lighting in the home. School-age children can't necessarily get to do homework and study in the darkness of night. It means that they will be left behind. They're disadvantaged as learners. As a matter of fact, some of them don't even go to school because of the financial challenges faced by their parents and guardians. But I guess government doesn't know that. Government doesn't see that because the people, the representatives of government, live under a bubble or under a rock. And so they don't understand that when they force citizens to live under these squalid conditions, what they're doing is perpetuating poverty, and that is how we end up with a vicious cycle of poverty. Because from one generation living in squatting with no utilities, with no opportunities for upward mobility, to another generation, because a lot of people say poverty is made in bed. Children born to squatters in many instances grow up and live as squatters. And so from one generation to the next to the other, you're being disadvantaged. You're faced with the same conditions of existence. And if you have your generations, your youths especially, growing up disadvantaged like that, then you're robbing the country of its development because you are failing to develop one of its most important resources, and that is human capital. And so when you go around these squatting areas and you look around, you see children running around doing nothing much. Sometimes they're going to school, but when you look at the conditions in which they're going to school, they are unkempt. They're hungry, they can't focus. They have to fetch water from 3 miles away to be prepared for school. Then they get to school, they're tired. Can't focus in the classroom. But government will tell you that it is lifting people out of poverty. Don't mind the poverty numbers, the numbers according to the UN and so on. The number of people who live on or below the poverty line in this country continues to rise. So when you see the government regularizing squatting areas in Region 6, an area it gets its vote from predominantly, it is empowering those people. It is fixing the system for them. They will get potable water, they will get electricity, they will get the basic services. They will get, importantly, a title for the land that they occupy. That title which can now be used as collateral to approach any banking institution, any lending institution, to access capital, to invest in business, or capital to invest in a proper construction of their homes, which in itself is a form of capital. And so by regularizing all those areas in Region 6 and so on, and its stronghold, the PPP is empowering its supporters. It's taking measures to lift them out of poverty. And so on the flip side, when it refuses to or drags its feet on regularizing squatting areas in communities such as ours, in regions like Region 4, predominantly Afro-Guyanese occupied regions, it is perpetuating poverty in that they don't have any document for the land that they occupy, so they can't use that as a source of collateral to access capital, whether to expand their home, whether to invest in business, whether to invest in their children's education. And so economic apartheid is what is taking place in this country. But then, like our morning jester will call and say about people making it under the PPP, black people, especially Kidaki, you get 6 and 10 and 12 business. How you make it? And why the others ain't making it? I was born into a family where my mother and father, they had collateral. They had document for the land that they occupied. They had a home that nobody could have broken down because it was not on squatting land. So anything I wanted to do around there, I could have done because they had a legal right to it. And I'm telling you, it's not a case that the PPP and the PPP bigwigs and friends and family and cronies are not aware of that. But it is the government's policy. It is their policy to keep the average working class Afro-Guyanese especially oppressed and depressed. That's how they intend to beat them into subjection. You can't win me, you're going to join me. And we can get you to do the most dastardly acts in our name against your own people. And we have to recognize it for what it is. And we have to most importantly recognize that power gives nothing unless it is fought for. And so all of those people in squatting areas that have been there for 10, 20, 30, 40 years have legitimate applications to land occupancy for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and the government is paying you no mind. You have to understand that you can't sit down and hope and pray that they're going to get to you next year or next week or next month or the next day. You have to organize yourselves as a community and fight for regularization. Go in front of the ministry. Go in front of the Central Housing and Planning Authority as a community and demand regularization. Don't tell us that they're regularizing other places and they didn't have to do that. Yes, the bar is usually higher for people who don't look like them in the PPP. You got to do more work. And so Afro-Guyanese leaders, political and otherwise, religious and social, organize these communities and take them onto the streets of Georgetown to demand that they be regularized. If you're really serious about wanting to lift them out of poverty and not only dependent on them for a vote. It is now 20 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. The lines are opened. They should have been opened longer, but the lines are open. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. I don't know you can get it, but I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. The lines are open. 6225923 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. I'm your host.
Christmas on a broke pocket day. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a dance all New Year. Great tidings, Natty Jane bring you. Great tidings, Natty Jane bring you. Great tidings, Natty Jane bring you. And a dance all New Year. It will be written. We rock and we rock the rhythm. We scrub and we rub and we the wise. And a happy dance.
Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. Yes, good morning again. What we're experiencing here, in regards to the oppression and depression, all these kind of things, it's like a phenomenon. I mean, phenomenon is too much of a good word. It's like a pandemic. Look, look at this situation. Let's look at. Yeah, yes. Let's look at Moko first. Moko first, what happened to Moko? The grab people off the land and strip away everything, and to give the land to someone else. The people at Hillford, they watched down, did nothing, said nothing. Nobody hit the street, nothing. The little girl that they killed, the sacrifice or whatever, they did that. The people, including the police, watched down, did nothing. They didn't hit the street the way they're supposed to. They did in a way when they didn't hit the street the way they're supposed to. The other situations where, let's look at the hospital where they moved the vendors, the people at Starbuck Market, they watched on. They didn't hit the road. They did nothing. So what we are too much in a reactive state in the country, right? And I would like to quote a bar in a song by the greatest storyteller in my lifetime, Tupac Amaru Shakur. He said, "If I don't go blasting, I would be a victim of the blasting," and that is exactly what we're doing. We are being too reactive. Everybody is waiting for and watching at the neighbor's house being burglarized, doing all sorts, even being on fire, and not running with a bucket of water to help cool it or nothing like that. But when the fire comes over to their house, then the backs are against the wall. We need to become proactive. We need to become militant, literally and metaphorically. So if we continue sitting down and waiting on people to give us things, or waiting on people to do things for us, we ain't going nowhere. But we need to get serious. We need to get physical. That's my say. Thank you.
Good morning to everybody, and I'd like to thank all of you who wished me a happy birthday yesterday. I know what my big day. I do not want people calling me things, so this one you have to go so. January to collect their pension, okay, and still me. All right. Now, seeing the shape of the persons who are being evicted from where they're living, it's sad. We gotta remember when the war started, the regime started in the middle of the war, they came to Mocha Hillfoot all around. And if you're a government, call yourself a government, and you are studying your people, you would never look to do these things that PPP is trying to do to the citizenry at this time of year. Look what they have done to people who got the businesses by Demico. Now they're gone now and 2 weeks before people eviction notice to remove from their housing. So where these people will go to spend Christmas Day when the deadline may be expired on Christmas Day. You know, when you look at this regime that is in power, I wonder what the people who are being affected, and now that the PPP, they don't care who they're touching. They're teaching the black people the same way like how they're treating the colored people. I know they would have gone into Barbies, because in Barbies, where was PPP stronghold? At noon, WPA went in there and got a lot of votes out of those places. And once they see that the stronghold was being affected by APNU, they would have done something spiteful to show those people who they are. But what I want us as Guyanese to understand, we must not look at race when we go to vote. We must look at the people, a party who has the love of the people within who they got to meet. Because with all they may talk about APNU being a black people party, APNU ruled, PNC ruled for 28 years. And it was good for each and everyone. And in the 3 years and 7 months, when APNU AFC ruled, we saw a difference with what went on for the short period of time. And look, since they have put themselves in the goddamn going office, look that they're trying to involve themselves into office. Look the type of behavior. But I hope that the people in Guyana, I am not instituting war, but we have got to stand up, all of us, no matter color or creed, in the outer world. Everybody does band together for the good of all people. We have got to come together and band for the good of each and every person, because right now, the PPP is so wicked that they even destroy their own people. Once they see an injured person, so one bad thing about the PPP, they root them out and destroy them. And I want y'all to listen, not plenty of you, but listen and have a lot of bad talks and say, we're racist. We're not racist. We're talking for everybody. When I look at my little clip, and I started a little fully by talking about the place, oh man, oh, you're going to do young people now? When you got to set the children eyes tearing at you, let me tell you. 1991, 10 days after my 31st birthday, and spiteful neighbor should dead now, burned down my house. And I came, my guy left to go and look after my mother. When I got the news and I came and I stood up, my 2 children who are with me, keep telling me, one of them saying, you see the carnage that was burning? That is my textbooks. That is my common entrance books. That is my book. I said, man, I fling you in the fire now, you know. God, you tell me about books. I study, I go live. I go put you out for live. When children there behind you, the parents, running up and down like what happened at Mocha. And all these places where this PPP, they take away people land, they build Prado 1, they build Prado 2, they look into Syndicate City. And all these places, and they put up this reserve. And the poor people going to take odds and ends and build up a little place. They will not have collateral to go to the bank. And they're going to sacrifice. They ain't going to put in nice details. So. And when you done build a place, but people come and tell you after so many years that you got moved, what is this regime asking people to do? This regime is pushing the citizenry in Guyana, for the best citizen in Guyana to do things, And I hope if that day should materialize, they could stand it. Because when you take away food from me children, and when you take away a roof over me children head, you telling me that whatever you want do you do. From kindness, we gotta stand up and we gotta forget. We gotta forget party. We gotta forget the PPP. Because now the PPP is even destroying their own. Destroying the own. Because I'm quite certain. Them in down and coolie people are crying there for the land. Like how we the black people do. They could use that as a thing to say, look, we're going to move Guyana, we're going to give Guyana a better place. So don't let one thing. Only if that is the clause. Because they will do things like that. Remove them and give them better places. But all in all, we still got to stand firm for what is going on, and we must have to know where we're going. There is that famous poem, I don't know if it's a good guy. The come for this body, I said nothing. The come for the other body means nothing. The come for the next body means nothing. When did this come me? I was alone. That is what is going on in Guyana. All the best. I had a happy day yesterday, and I will have a happy day. Thanks for all that y'all wish me. I hope y'all didn't wish me to get children because I'm out of the childbearing era. Bye-bye.
Hello.
The day has come.
Get up and fight! Jolly Clark!
Look how long they brought us down here. Have us in bondage right through these hairs. Fussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way. It's worse than hell. I say, get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters. Took us away from civilization, brought us to slave in the bee plantations, fussing and fighting among ourselves. Nothing to achieve this way. It's worse than hell. I say, get up and fight for your rights, my brothers. Get up and fight for your rights, my sisters. Yeah.
Good morning, Kadaki. Just short. Let the people know that what makes up the government. These land is property. They are part of the people's property. They are the government, the people. Let them know that. And once they say it is government property, they are a part of it. And they must find some way for the people to remain there or to replace them with other, place to live. Because people are coming from outside of this country, you understand me, and gaining the benefit. So I don't know why Guyanese are not standing up. I don't know why the other opposition did not go out there, if they call themselves real opposition to the government and what the government is doing to the people. I don't know why. So there must be of one cause. So let the people realize that they are part of this government and they have entitlement. The government is behaving as if the people do not have no entitlement in Guyana at all. They control everything. The world is turning around all over now, and Guyanese people are standing or sitting still. But you know what? Woe unto you guys if you continue to remain and behave in this kind of manner. Bye.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Two things. Two things that you talk about this morning that I need to comment on. I haven't commented for a while. One of the stuff that you talk about is the cash grab bonus distribution. Look, everybody knows in this country every year people depend on workers, mostly workers, depend on government salary increase. These private companies will, normally give their staff a little bonus for the holiday based on the profit and so that they make during the year. All right. But it seems like public servants, it seems like they are not going to be getting anything this year. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, today the 9 day new month, so I don't know if the government have anything planned to give that. But it looks like so far it didn't look like we're going to be getting anything, right, for public servants. More or less the cash grant that they make promise to during the election time. How I could say to people is this: if the government is not giving anybody anything, let them just hold back on whatever they have to spend. Let them just be a little bit considerate and hold back, right? Because everybody depended. The businesses they're dependent on the bonus and the salary increase from public service and private sector workers, and also the private sector, they're not even coming out and mention anything, right? So if everybody's going to be, holding back, it's best persons hold back the little that they have and do not spend it. It's as simple as that. Right, and for the squatting, the thing that I identified yesterday with the squatters, I mean, come on, man. I guess you can't be squatting on government reserve or what have you, and they say it's against the law. Yeah, you're right. The NDC, they should have been doing the job and let people know that they can't be squatting there. Right, but you can't wait now to come and demolish people home, man. They did it yesterday, the 8th day before Christmas. You go to them, give them their notice that, hey, look, come January the 1st, we're going to be demolishing this place because we want this place to build whatever it is that they wanted to build. I mean, you're not going to be starting a project on the 8th of December. With the government giving you the money now to start the project, you got to wait till budget pass and that kind of thing before you got money to start this project. So I don't know, man. Anyway, you have a blessed day.
Morning, Brother Kidaki. Morning, viewers. Morning, all right, thinking Guyanese. Brother Kidaki, I'd like to use your program this morning to send a message to Fire. Fire, you use a word concerning Muhammad. You don't care what Muhammad used to do. But you know what you're doing now. Come on, brother. You gotta care, you gotta listen. I sure you listen and hear all what Muhammad do with the PPP, buddy. Come on, bro. What happened in the normal market there is wrong. What they done to him, because they could have never done it to no. Especially Mr. Norton or the AFC or the WPA. Could have never done that. They could have never done that to them. Buddy, I just listen to your program, but sometimes you just contradict your own self. You say you're not a follower of Muhammad, but you show yourself that you're a follower of Muhammad, buddy. What Muhammad can do better than the APNU? What Muhammad ever do better than the APNU? Muhammad trying to save his ass from going to jail. You understand me? That's why Muhammad parading himself like that. You understand me? Come on, bro. Muhammad it's not a threat to the opposition. Muhammad can ever go in parliament and show up the opposition, the APNU. Muhammad don't have no experience. You understand me? It's only 3 persons with Muhammad that have parliamentary experience, buddy. Nobody else. So you talking about Muhammad gonna show up them like how Muhammad showing up them now? Come on, bro. Muhammad can never show up. That 12 where you see going there. Muhammad can't put his foot in not even one of them foot shoes. Come on, bro. Fire, what's really wrong with you, boss man? You contradicting your own self. Listen back to your program, listen back to yourself, and see how you sound, see how you look, buddy. Come on, bro. And these fellas were calling on your program. These fellas just calling and voice some good opinions. Why they can't call in and address you? I watch it, you program Fire, but sometimes you just turn me off. You know, man, you're contradicting yourself all the time, boss, man. Trust me. Trust me. Listen back to your program and see. You be your own judge, buddy. Muhammad was was in bed with these people. Muhammad's vehicle in 2020. You don't know nothing about Muhammad. You know, but he now. Come on, bro. You know no damn nothing here, damn nothing about Muhammad. Muhammad's father of his own mouth come out and said that two guns he used to have at Freedom House. We don't know if one of those guns killed Daniel McKinnon. Come on, bro. Where you used to live now, everything guy when all these things used to go on. Come on, bro. Oh, you don't know nothing about Muhammad. You know about him now. And you don't concern what happened with Muhammad before. Come on, bro. Is it people like you all follow Muhammad Scripps and Don Stokes? Come on, bro. You sound like one of them. I'm not trying to abuse you, but I'm telling you straight, buddy. You are a follower of Muhammad. You say not a follower of Muhammad. You are a follower of Muhammad. You understand me? Come on, Brandon. You say not a follower of Muhammad, but when you did that yesterday program, you sound like you're following this man. And enough of y'all over there following Muhammad. Enough of y'all in the diaspora. I know if it's money y'all want from this man or whatsoever. It's alleged. I know it's money y'all want from this banner, you know, man. Why we following other race and we can't follow our own race, buddy? Come on, bro. No other race don't do what y'all doing to us. No other race at all in this world don't do what y'all doing to y'all own race, buddy. That's the people who have no respect for we. That we don't like we own and we like others. Come on, bro. And your brother Kidaki, thanks for giving me this time, for sending this message to fire. And listen to this man program. This man have a very good program. The people in that calling I just listen to. You don't listen to him. The people in that corner, especially that guy what is talk like Abejan. I like listening to that guy. That guy just comes straight off the back foot. He don't have no time. I like how he just come man, clean and straight in your view.
Morning, Kadaki. I know you could defend yourself, but before you jump and defend yourself, let me say this. You have been betting something to these people that I saw since when Hillary Clinton was being fighting against that one, the donkey truck. Mohammed is doing exactly what that man is doing, right? And you've been telling people you have to show yourself up. Use whatever medium you have at your disposal. And Mohammed has been doing that for ages. We have refused to use social media to show every single thing we do. Only thing left for Mohammed to show is where he shit. And people gonna follow where he shit. But our people refuse to use the media. Our people refuse to do what they're supposed to do. And there is where people could mobilize. And that boy has been mobilizing. He's no favorite of mine, likewise of yours. But you're teaching comprehension, people. A boy who just finished speaking there, jump out to emotions and think. Listen through what Tadaki is saying. Listen through. The man is grounding and he's making headway. The criminal is grounding and making headway. Likewise, what happened to us over here? Trump sit on all of the media houses and he made headway. And this is what is going on in Guyana. Instead of you turn and cuss out Kadaki this morning, you should listen and say to the other people, look, y'all ain't doing enough. Y'all ain't doing enough on social. Y'all are not doing enough on the ground. People need to do. And that is what is going on. And Kadaki, I know you're going to defend yourself and defend yourself well. There's no amount of money that any one of them could pay on your head. You're not for sale. That's all I have to say.
Yes, the lines remain open 6 to, no, the lines are closed. It's 4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. Last call for the day. Call it on.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Before you start defending yourself, please give me a chance to give my 2 seconds. So, Mr. Amsterdam, you and your party are deterred in the debate. And I think you should focus on Muhammad. But every day we're flashing the focusing on government, international government, at least put the out to the real. But you keep getting this. You keep picking up the file. Yesterday process was a failure for the app. WPA. That was a big failure. And if it continues on coming next election, okay? Playing and shine the map. That's for the man. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah.
I call people just putting the mountain ready for from down and back. Look, man, it's a criminal activity. Is he alone? Them thing what they have, it's not he only doing it. It's not he only doing it. Enough for them they doing it. So look, come after the man back. If the man helping people, people look, if a house burn, don't come for your people back. If a house fall, don't come in. And that was triple it. I go in a house and get somebody. I tell you. I got a new mountain nice. You are saying, proper type it was. I said, thank God you tell was the nice things in the book. Come on, man. You need to stop. But then the rest never talking about. The rest never talking really ever do. If you do wrong, now you don't do wrong. None of the important. And all he's doing, a lot of them doing but nobody exposing them. I don't come have a man back now. The man is like conscious talking and ISIS God talking. God is using the same people they don't fight against the same people that have to go and work and look after it. That's what God's doing right now. If you don't deal with it, then you can get cold on here. But I think that we need to demand anyway this man will get up to the to go clean up and the resident. These people want to start. Look at it, look at the condition. It's a man who clean up the police, the man who's not wrong. He's not going to do anything wrong right now. We need to start that. I don't like how to start to the Lord. Thank you.
Kadaki, blessings and good morning to you, my brother. Blessings to you and our listeners from the diaspora and listeners from the four corners of the globe. Kadaki, I happen to join your program late, but I just want to make my contribution this morning. Kakaraki is very sad to see what it is taking place in Guyana from an oil-rich producing country, fastest growing economy, and people had to be on their knees, kneeling and begging these criminals who profess that they're leaders and governance. Kadaki, but the Guyanese have a government that they deserve. That's my contribution this morning. Guyanese have a government that they deserve. I know from the bottom of my heart that the PPP don't really have good intent towards the citizens of Guyana. The PPP is able apple, be for bat, see for yourself and so on. Those guys running the country to suit themselves because majority of them are businessmen. So they're running the country to suit themselves. Once they have a change of government in this country, all of them will start to protest and condemn. But this is what it is, and it's sad.
Thank you for that voice. So I see Dennis McKenzie asked the question, what Kidaki did for the people of this country or done for us? I'm not clear about the question. I know it's a question, but I ain't got the context of the question, so I can't attempt to respond. And I don't need to defend myself from that voice note, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that voice note was addressing me or speaking about me supporting Mohammed. And so for the benefit of all of us who perhaps missed it, I'm going to replay that voice note. I am going to replay that voice note. The guy is usually on a lengthy side, but I think for clarity, I want to replay it because I don't think he was talking about me. Y'all listen carefully. And I will listen carefully too. So if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong.
Morning, brother Kidaki. Morning, viewers. Morning, all right, TV Guyanese. Brother Kidaki, I'd like to use your program this morning to send a message to Fire. Fire, you use a word concerning Muhammad. You don't care what Muhammad used to do. But you know what you're doing now. Come on, brother. You gotta care. You gotta listen. I sure you listen.
All right, so the clarity is right there in the first few seconds of the voice note. Okay? The man was addressing somebody named Fire, who hosts a program. And basically, Fire say, you don't care what Muhammad do, you know what Muhammad doing now, and you in support of Muhammad, etc. etc. Right, so be careful. Sometimes I like to say many of us listen to respond. We don't listen to understand. And I think a lot of us fell into that trap this morning. Many people probably did not hear or understand the voice note from the beginning. And so as it went along, it sounded as though he was being critical of me. But the voice note was actually addressing somebody named Fire. Right? I thought that is what I heard, and I just clarified it. I don't have to defend myself against that, or I don't usually, when it comes to me defending myself, I choose whether or not I need to defend anything. Like the morning just said at call and talk about, he again totally misunderstood what was happening and just thought he had a shot. Here's my opportunity to pour coals on Mr. Amsterdam or to jump in and pelt a wild coffee and everybody, in the crowd and so on. And so he said he's supporting Muhammad and I should join Muhammad, etc. etc. The hell was you by? You and your old generation. The hell was you and your old generation. I've never been a supporter of Muhammad. I've never been a supporter of the PPP, and it will never happen. As old people say, not under my dead body. And I tell people my politics, I don't know if I'm too honest for the kind of politics we do in this country and in the Caribbean, maybe the whole world. Because my politics, I call things as I see them. I call things as I see them. And for the greater part, I don't know, and y'all could correct me again. I'm going to give y'all time to pelt a little stones at me, if you can pelt a little stones at me. Since I've been doing this program, I don't know many people can say that, Mr. Amsterdam, you call it wrong. Mr. Amsterdam, you call it wrong. We catch it about you call it wrong. I always say I ain't a professor, I ain't a doctor, I ain't a lawyer, I ain't this or that. I grew up in Buxton, but I thank God for the education that I get. It's widespread. Thank God for that. I'm multi-talented. And above all else, I got common sense. And common sense ain't common nowadays. I can reason, I can do critical thinking. And when I analyze situations, I come up with my conclusions. I'm thankful to the ancestors and so on, the creator. And I call it how I see it. And most times people do. I haven't been proven wrong in many instances since I've been here doing this. So if you hear me say something positive about Muhammad, it's because I recognize something positive happening over there. And it's a caution to our political representatives on the other side of the opposition. Last week I said, if you look at the newspaper and you do an analysis of newspaper coverage and so on, you're going to see that Muhammad currently is getting more coverage than the APNU. And that is something that the APNU needs to recognize and find a way around that. Because politics is you got to be up front there, you got to be in the news, you got to be the newsmaker. And if you all allow Muhammad to dominate the news cycle, whether positive or negative, you're doing it at your own peril. Right? You're doing it at your own peril. I'm all for the support. I'm all for the protest against cash grant and thing and so on and so forth. But one of the things I kept in my mind when I heard the announcement and when the decision was made to protest in front of the office of the president for the cash grant, I said to a friend, I said, this is a good matter to call people to protest on. But if I look at the society and where the society's energy is, I'm going to predict that you're not going to have thousands of persons out there. And when you don't have thousands of persons out there protesting for the cash grant, the naysayers will come and say the AP has failed. And so you had your morning gesture from the PPP kennel, because they hoots you out. You come out to say, the opposition failed yesterday. But I want people to understand the opposition failure is the citizens' failure. Most of the people, take for example the leader of the APNU business in Parliament, Terence Campbell. Terence Campbell doesn't need cash grant. Saiku doesn't need cash grant. David Hines doesn't need cash grant. Arvin Norton doesn't need cash grant. They went out there as representatives of the people, and if the people who are not in need went out there to represent you and you didn't join them to represent yourself, it's your failure. That's your failure. But we allow the PPP to propagandize and, set the agenda for us as citizens. And we fall for the crap. And this will get us right where we are right now. That's what has us right where we are right now. Everybody should know that yes, Mohammed fighting to save his arse. Everybody should know that. But like some people say, we don't care Mohammed is fighting to save his arse. We care that we can get something out of Mohammed. It's convenient. Some people are not transformational in their thinking. They're simply transactional in their thinking. What I could get out of it. What is in it for me? What is in it for me? For as long as there's something in it for me, I in it. But if there's nothing in it for me, well, then I done with it. And so most of the people you see Mohammed running behind Mohammed, they know what they're getting out of it. And for as much as the other aspect of the opposition parties can't provide that for them, then you ain't getting them. You ain't going to get the attention, you ain't going to get the support. Because you know what they're getting out of it. And there's the question, what in it for me? There's what people looking after. But do you throw your hand up in the air and say, well, I give up, I done with this? Determination for you, whether or not you really wanted to. Your intention was really to fight for the people, highlight the ills of government, or whether or not you want to grandstand or, it's all about you. Those are some of the things that will determine where you stand in this era. I'll continue to do my bit in terms of education. I'll continue to share my thinking on issues in this country. I'll continue to analyze. I'll continue to curse government on the issues in this country. I will continue to call for protests on issues in this country. But like I said, until people really and truly show me that they're serious about protesting any matter, I ain't interested in no 1 day, 2 hour protests. I ain't interested in no 1 day, 1 hour protests. When people are willing to say to me that, Mr. Sam, we ready to go there and protest and we're going to do it day and night for as long as it takes, y'all call me already. It is now 19 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. Y'all have a good day. Much love. Even tough love is love. Goodbye. Have a good one. I ain't even leaving y'all with a song. I got past my time already. Y'all enjoy the day.